Leafs lost. That's okay. They can't win them all. 9-1-2 in their last 11 games. That's pretty good. Hey, what's up? How's it going, everybody? It's been a long time since we chatted. It's been a long time since I've been online. Let's talk trade deadline. NHL trade deadline. Is it pronounced Cheyenne or Cheyenne? Purex, what's up? I'm doing good today, man. The weather in Toronto's getting better. We're getting closer to NHL playoff hockey. Jays are winning. The Raptors are losing. It's not too bad in Toronto right now. So Cheyenne. Is that correct? Etobicoke jumping in the chat. What's going on, man? Talking some hockey, talking Toronto Maple Leafs, getting ready for the playoffs. Are you guys psyched? What do you think of these Leafs acquisitions? Nick Foligno, Ben Hutton, David Riddick. Pretty exciting times in Toronto. Man, this is probably the best Leafs team I've seen in my lifetime. Let's go. That's right. Let's go. Not too many games left, man. 13 or 14 games left in the season. Then it's going to be Toronto, Montreal in the first round. Whew. It's been a long time since Toronto played the Habs, the Leafs, Habs in the playoffs. Last time these two teams got this close to playing each other in the playoffs, it was 1993. And Carey Fraser robbed us. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Etobicoke1, shout out to this beauty right here. Thanks for the positive vibes. I like making these videos. I like talking hockey. I like getting the feedback. Lego, what's up? It's been a while since we chatted. It's been a while since I've had a live stream going. How's everyone doing? How you feeling about your Ottawa Senators? It's not a big deal losing to Montreal and Calgary. Leafs are missing some key players right now. They're missing William Nylander. And actually, you know, for all the William Nylander haters out there, since he's been in quarantine, this team has been very different. Bernard Docker starting tonight. Yeah, that's true. Let's see what this kid's made out of. Although, you know, it's going to be a short sample size from here on out to the end of the season. And, you know, the Senators are going to be playing some teams that are ramping up for the playoffs. So, you know, the results are not really going to be indicative of how good these guys are. But, you know, Ottawa Senators fans should be excited. Zaitse injured again. Trey W says he would dangle me. I'm not too sure about that, bro. Not too sure about that. Yeah, tomorrow the Leafs are going to be playing the Winnipeg Jets. That's a big game. What the hell was that? My dog is going apeshit right now. Yeah, man. Hyman is underrated as hell. Leafs need more players like Zach Hyman, which is why we went and got Nick Foligno. Absolutely. Hyman is a beast out there. Hopefully Nick Foligno can bring some of that Hyman energy to the second or third line. It's going to be interesting where he slots in, but based on his interview on the radio today, he's excited and he gets it. You know, his dad played for the Leafs during that magical 93 run, so it's he gets it. Nick Foligno gets it. I can't wait until quarantine is over for Nylander and Foligno and we get everybody in the lineup to see what this team is going to look like, ramping up for the playoffs. That's a good question. How much is Hyman going to cost in free agency? Based on his history, he played the extra year in NCAA to make sure he hit free agency. He didn't want to play for the Florida Panthers, and he played himself into a position where he'd become a free agent and he could choose where he wanted to go and play, and he wanted to play for the Leafs. So based on all that, he seems like the kind of guy who's not going to be too expensive for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Nazem Kadri signed a $4.5 million 6-year deal. I think Hyman is going to be in and around that Nazem Kadri deal. He makes $2 million now, so if he were to get a raise to $4.5 million long term, I think that makes sense. David Riddick, big save, Dave. I think he was pretty solid last night, to be honest with you. He made some good saves. Both of those goals in regulation weren't really his fault. I mean, one was a cross ice pass to an empty net, and then the power play was tic-tac-toe. So it's one of those things. David Riddick played very good. And it's very important that we got David Riddick because now Campbell doesn't have to play every single game down the stretch. And the Leafs don't have to rely on a guy like Michael Hutchinson, who's not, a very good goalie in the NHL. So Riddick played really well. I'm very excited about that pickup. Let's give Frederik Andersen all the time he needs to get ready for the playoffs because he's the horse. He's going to be the guy. What's up, Roser or Roser? How's it going, man? The story is Hyman's not going anywhere. So it is what it is. Hyman's going to get re-signed, no doubt. Andersen is going to put up. So, 2 years ago, Andersen against the Boston Bruins puts up a .920 save percentage, and then Last year against Columbus, he puts up a 9.36. So to say, Anderson isn't a good playoff goalie is a complete lie. He is a good goalie, and the Leafs are only going to go as far as he takes them. So that is about it. Sorry, guys. I'm getting some Jack Campbell's going to be the insurance policy for Freddie Anderson. If there's anything going on with Freddie Anderson, if he's not healthy by the time playoffs start, which I can't see that happening. I think he's going to be ready and healthy for the playoffs. But Jack Campbell's the insurance policy, but he doesn't really have he's not used to playing every single day. Even in the regular season, he can't play every day. And Jack Campbell, the streak got to him a little bit, and you can tell after the game. He said that the streak got to me a little bit. I put a little bit too much pressure on myself, and he put a little bit too much pressure on himself, and that affected his game. And Jack Campbell didn't play well the last couple of games. I'm glad that Rittich is there, not having to rely on Jack Campbell to play all the games down the stretch. These two guys should be able to share the workload just great. And if Freddie gets healthy, he's going to want to play a couple of games before the playoffs start. So let's hope all three guys are ready to go for the playoffs. If it's going to be a long run in the playoffs, the Leafs are going to definitely need all the help they can get. So sorry, guys. I'm going to go on mute for a second. I got a call I got to make. I'll be right back. What's up, everybody? I'm back. Sorry for that. Had some family stuff pop up, phone calls. We got a Jets fan in the chat. Isn't that great? Nick Paul scores. Oh, the Senators are 1-1. I would say Anderson's my 1, Campbell is my 2, and Riddick is my 3rd goalie. That's what I would say. I think no matter what, Anderson's always got to be your number 1. If he's healthy and he's ready to go, he's got to be the guy. He's the one with the pedigree. He's been a starter for a long time. He's been playing 60 games often. You got to go with the proven guy. Mark Scheifele scores to make it 1-1 against the Ottawa Senators. Interesting game. Interesting game. I'm going to pop that up on Sportsnet now so I can see what's going on. It's crazy with all these games being inside the division only every single night is like, oh, Calgary Flames have scored on the Montreal Canadiens. Jake Allen didn't have a chance, bro. That was a laser slap shot from the point. Who was that? Noah Hannafin? Montreal's off to a rough start. I said it at the beginning of the year. The only 2 good teams in this division are the Winnipeg Jets and the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's 1-0 in Calgary. Oh, 1-0 in Montreal. Calgary's up 1-0 right now. Interesting game. See, this is the thing about goaltending is just this. You see a guy like Carey Price, one of the best goalies in the NHL, and the drop off in terms of goalies is steep, which is the number 1 reason why you don't pay goalies a lot of money, because once the drop off starts, there's no way of getting that back. You know, if you have a forward making $3, $4, $5 million, I mean, you move him around the lineup, you do whatever you can. But when a goalie drops off, you can't keep starting him on a nightly basis. I mean, right now, you know, the Montreal Canadiens are spending $15 million on goaltending, and both goalies have horrible save percentage goals against. I mean, I don't know what Montreal's going to do in the playoffs. One guy's going to have to get hot, and one guy has to take the ball and run with it in Montreal, and nobody's been able to do that. There's a lot of teams like that are their goaltending is up in the air. Washington Capitals made a big trade at trade deadline. They got better, and then all of a sudden, you know, they got two rookies in net with 0 playoff experience. So you know, it's a tough situation. Goaltending is a must. Goaltending is a must. It doesn't matter if you got McDavid, Draisaitl, Matthews, Marner. It doesn't matter. If you don't have goaltending, you ain't going nowhere. The Calgary Flames and the Montreal Canadiens, they're the type of teams right now where they'll score a goal and play trap all night. Boring trap hockey. Ooh. Montreal Canadiens have been outscored 24-12 in their last 6 games. I mean, that's one thing, you know. You spend your money on goaltending, 15 million. You don't have that big number one center. You don't have those huge scoring wingers. And then you're relying too much on goaltending. And then what happens to the goaltending? Goaltending goes away. And all of a sudden, Carey Price is like, I'm going to be mediocre at 33 years old and pretty much for the rest of my contract. And then all the money you didn't spend on scoring, oh well. Which is why I know I love what the Leafs did. The Leafs went and locked up a lot of scoring for a long time. Ottawa Senators are going on the power play, boys and girls. It's Timmy Stützle time. Timmy Stützle. Quick hands, quick feet. Hard shot. Kid's going to score a lot of goals. Oh, it's getting rough between the Canadiens and the Flames. So it's a little chirping on the ice. It's a little chirping between Captain Shea Weber and Matthew Tkachuk. Rough games, but things are going to ramp up real quick. There's just about a month left in hockey, so everyone's jockeying for position. I'll tell you this right now. Nobody wants to play the Leafs first round. I'll tell you this. What? You can just see by the trade deadline. Winnipeg goes and gets a defenseman. Edmonton got a defenseman. Montreal Canadiens got a defenseman. Everyone's stacked. Everyone's stacking up the defense because the Leafs' firepower is top notch. In other news, the Toronto Blue Jays have taken 2 series from the New York Yankees already in this very young MLB season. I'm very happy about that. I hope there's some Jays fans in here who are excited about what's going on with the Toronto Blue Jays. They spent some money in the offseason. They're raring to go. Let's see who's playing tonight. Phil Kessel scores again, but the Coyotes lose to the Minnesota Wild 5-2. You know, I'm a fan of all sports. Hockey is definitely my number one. Hockey is definitely my preference. Toronto Maple Leafs are my number one team, as you can see here by the custom Toronto Maple Leafs wrestling belt over my shoulder. But I'm definitely a fan of all the Toronto teams. I rep my city. I rep the Raptors, the Blue Jays, Toronto FC. I try to watch as much sports as I can. I'm a big sports fan. And baseball used to be my number one sport. I played baseball growing up as well, and I went all the way past softball to hardball. So, 93, 94 were big huge years for me as a Blue Jays fan, as a baseball fan. But then, 93 I got into the Leafs. 92, 93 is when I really got into the Leafs. Just a young buck back then. Noah Hanifin. Oh, Calgary Flames are coming on. Montreal Canadiens look like to be hemmed in the zone. They throw it up the boards. The defenseman pinches. Calgary keeps it in the zone behind the net, putting it out front. Josh Leivo, former Toronto Maple Leaf, doing the grinding work down low, trying to turn over the puck. The Montreal Canadiens finally get it out to center ice and they dump it in. Oh, it's a turnover. Calgary Flames. Oh, nice shot on net. They got a nice break right there. Good turnover, good pass, good chance on net. Calgary's been in the zone for a little while now. Turnovers will kill you. And we all saw that last night when they played the Leafs. Just dog on a bone hockey. They were forechecking the Leafs into the ground. But with the Toronto Maple Leafs, you make one mistake, all top three lines can score on you. Even with Jason Spezza and Simmons on the fourth line, they can score on you. So, it's tough hockey to play, that grinding, trap hockey. It tires you out. It's hard to maintain that for 60. It's okay, Lego. You enjoy that Senators game. You let us know if anything good happens. Puck over the boards. Mark Giordano in the defensive zone throws the puck over the boards, going off for a delay of game. Oh, they're going to commercial break. They're not letting us know if it's a play. I mean, it's a power play or not. Look like a power play. So, Leaf fans, let me know what your top 3 lines or top 2 lines or even all 4 lines, what do they look like? When you get Nylander and Nick Foligno in the lineup, who comes out? Is it Spezza? Is it Thornton? Is it Kerfoot? Come the playoffs, if Riley Nash ends up being the Leafs shutdown 4th line center, who comes out of the lineup? Is it Engwall? I am curious. Nick Foligno played center or has played center in his career. In the last time he played center, he finished the season with 52% face-off percentage. So he's not too shabby at center either. He could be a 3rd line center for the Leafs if you want to create like an ultimate shutdown 3rd line with Hyman, Mikheyev, and Nick Foligno. Mikheyev being a great penalty killer. He definitely can play defense. So in a shutdown role, he's not bad. But it's been interesting to see Tavares play with Hyman and Mikheyev, with Nylander in quarantine, and that's not a bad line either. So, you put Hyman with Nick Foligno and Tavares. Ooh. Someone looks like they got injured. Oh, Giordano. You're in the box, buddy. That looked like a penalty to me. I don't know how they don't call that a foul. Is that a power play? No. What? How did he not get a delay of game there? Well, the Calgary Flames have definitely dodged a bullet. Montreal is not going on the power play. Oh, puck comes out up front. Oh. It's getting gritty behind the net. Hooking, holding, no call. Wow. Montreal players, man, they fall so easy. You think Mikheyev comes out of the lineup? That's interesting. He's one of their best penalty killers. For sure, they're gonna protect Mark Giordano. For sure. Um, if they were not gonna protect him, they would have traded him and got a serious return. They would not lose him for free. So for sure, they're gonna protect their captain and best defenseman. These Montreal Canadiens players, man, they hold your stick underneath the arm and then they fall like sack of bricks. What a bunch of losers. Well, you got to think Noah Hanifin for sure in Calgary is one guy they protect. Giordano being the other one. Um, yeah, for sure it's going to be Giordano and Noah Hanifin in Calgary for sure. And then the other guy they protect will probably be like I don't know if they would protect Tanev. Maybe they protect Tanev and he becomes the third defenseman that they protect, but a guy like Rasmus Anderson is 24. He's young, he's talented, he's got some upside, so maybe that's the third guy. So Giordano and Hanifin for sure, and then it's a toss up between Anderson, Rasmus Anderson, and Christopher Tanev. Yuso Valimaki is on an entry level contract, so he doesn't have to be protected. Michael Stone's a $700,000 a cheap guy you can replace, and there's Nikita Nesterov, who's a $700,000 defenseman as well. So that's what it seems like to me, guys. What do you guys think? I don't know. It's hard to say what the Calgary Flames might do, because I personally think the Calgary Flames, there's no way they can stand pat. I mean, like these guys, this nucleus, this core that they have in Calgary is soft, and they're not scoring, and they're not winning. Like they have to blow it up or they have to do something. So there's maybe they protect Goudreau and Monahan and these guys, and then they work out a trade with Seattle. I don't know. It's interesting. A guy like Manjapani in Calgary becomes an interesting guy because he's so far down the depth chart. If they don't end up protecting him, Seattle can get a very good player for cheap. Oh, it's getting chippy. Puck's bouncing everywhere. Calgary Flames are shooting the puck from everywhere. What do you who what do the Ottawa Senators do in the expansion draft? I know they have a lot of young guys. Ottawa Senators have a lot of young guys who are exempt from the expansion draft, but you know, it's interesting what they do. Did they try to get rid of Matt Murray? I would. That's a horrible contract. Talk to you later, Etobicoke. Too many men. It's a hard penalty to take. Sorry, guys, something came up and I gotta go. We will do another stream later on this week, maybe even during a Leaf game, and we'll chat then. Okay, guys? Stay safe. Have fun. We'll see you guys later.